Hi, I'm Elizabeth Linden for the Power of the Patient project. My guest today is Nicola Salter, who is here for her second interview with us. Nicola is an international mentor helping women and entrepreneurs love what they do and make a success of it by building fulfilling relationships with the work they offer. Today, we will be discussing the benefits of essential oils. Welcome, Nicola.
Thank you. It's so nice to be back with you this second time. Thank you for having me back.
You're welcome. So Nicola, when we hear about essential oils, we generally just think that they are natural oils that smell nice.
Mhm.
But can you explain what else they can be used for?
Sure. So, in the work that I do, I help women to let go of limiting emotions and anxieties. And I also work at an anxiety center where I use clinical aromatherapy, which I've been trained in, which is the use of essential oils to also support the release of anxiety, stress, post traumatic stress, panic attacks through smell. So, essential oils have a variety of uses. And today I'll be focusing a bit more on smell and the release of trauma and stress using essential oils. But in answer to your question, um, they can be used for topical application, they can be used for smell, they can be used for inhalation. And it's important to remember that essential oils actually are extracted from plants and flowers and fruits and roots. So they are a form of medicine, plant medicine we call it. And because they are a plant medicine, each of the essential oils that you see in the store have natural occurring chemicals in them. And some of them can have like over 100 constituents in them that can be very therapeutic to us when we put them on our skin, as well as when we smell them. So there's a
Ah,
huge diversity with aromatherapy, and that's probably the easiest way of explaining it. But it is very science driven. There is a lot more to it than most people realize, and there is a science to the use of essential oils, which is aromatherapy.
oh, wow, cool.
Right.
I didn't know all that. Thank you. Thank you.
A huge sorry if it was a long answer, but
No.
yeah.
So I see you have a slide over here. Are you going to be presenting this slide?
Yeah, so I was going to say to you, with smell, just to keep it simple, you know, um, we use essential oils to help us rewire our brains and to create more of an emotional wellness for ourselves. And I think you've probably all heard of dopamine. It's a neurotransmitter that can bring you feelings of pleasure. And we can often repeat patterns of behavior that bring on this pleasure to make us feel good. So some people will get addicted to drugs and alcohol and keep us in that continuous loop of a need for pleasure. And too much dopamine can actually release and create personality disorders and even addiction. Yeah. So this dopamine rush that we can get when we're trying to make ourselves feel better because we might be feeling stressed can actually be balanced and can even help reduce addiction by using essential oils like clary sage or cedarwood or lemon or lavender is a popular one, as well as chamomile, which you can see there in that cup of tea. And I think you were going to ask me about how essential oils can, ease stress and anxiety. Do you want me to go into that now?
Um, yeah, yeah, that's the next question. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I don't want to. I know that time is of the essence here, so I want to
Yeah.
make sure we keep it all, succinct. So what happens is I'm just flicking through my presentation here. Um, in the International Journal of Neuroscience, they published a paper on the successful impact of inhaling lavender, the essential oil of lavender. And most people know lavender. Um, and they found that kids had a better way of understanding their math problems and could complete problems faster when they smelled lavender and were able to answer these problems more faster, more accurately than the other group who were not using lavender. Also, the same thing with rosemary essential oil helped subjects be more alert and therefore they could complete problems that they were given much faster than the other control group. So, what's beginning to happen more and more is that essential oils are being identified as a way of helping people to release emotions that have become stuck in their systems for
Wow.
many years. And we've seen that with the US National Library of Medicine, the imaging studies in humans, we can see the effects of smell on the limbic system in the brain and its emotional pathways and what happens to a person when they smell an essential oil. So, just very long story short, as I click through here, um, what happens is that every time you smell a fragrance, an odor, there's a flow of information that goes to the brain through the olfactory bulb here. And the trigger nerve and the impulse is sent to different parts of the brain that will release different neurotransmitters through the body. And these neurotransmitters could be dopamine, for example, could be serotonin, all of which are calming, or it could be grapefruit, which is releasing endorphins, which is very uplifting and very pleasant. So the studies are going deeper and deeper and diving more into how we can basically release emotions, sadness, grief, or stress that have been held within us for a very long time, and can essential oils can relax and regulate our emotions. So
Wow,
yeah,
that's really interesting. Wow.
I know it's a science. It's like there's a lot there, and particularly the amygdala in the brain, which holds the emotional trauma. So we use essentials a lot in the center where I work to help release or better manage anxiety, depression, seasonal disorders, and we use the power of smell to do that using essential oils.
Very cool. Um, and can you explain what aromatherapy is? So this is aromatherapy, and is that correct?
That's correct. So
Okay.
aromatherapy is quite an umbrella term, basically, and it is the therapy of aroma in this instance. Um,
Okay.
and it was given that title by Monsieur Gattefossé in France in the 1920s. He burnt his hand. He's working in his perfumery business, and he burnt his hand badly, and he stuck his hand in a vat of lavender essential oil, and a healing took place because lavender as well, when you put it on a burn, can accelerate skin healing and
Mhm.
reduces pain and scarring. So
Hmm.
he started to dive more into the study of aromatherapy, as he called it. So you've got the physical application of the essential oils, which are aromatherapy, and then you've got the use of smell.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
Yeah.
I'm just learning a lot of stuff because I've used some essential oils, just like kind of smelling them, and just like I've used the lavender and I think it's peppermint, but
Peppermint.
to like kind of wake you up. But I don't know,
Yeah.
all this stuff is really cool. Thank you for sharing. So there's a lot of different oils out there. Is there any ones that you would recommend?
So, I mean, there's quite a few. The one that I think everybody should have, there's two. You should definitely have tea tree in your
Mm.
medicine cabinet. Tea tree is very antifungal and it's great for fungal infections on the skin, but it's also antiviral, anti-infectious, antibacterial. And you can use tea tree directly on the skin and straight from the bottle. You don't need to dilute it in a carrier oil, or you could put a few drops into a bowl of warm water and use it as an inhalation if you have a sinus infection. It's very diverse in its usages, and it's one that, with the times that we've had with COVID, it's one that everybody should be using because it increases the white blood cells in the blood serum. So it's great for the immune system.
Oh, I'll have to get myself some tea tree then. Is there any others?
Yes, yes. Lavender, of course. As I said earlier, lavender is great for burns. It's great for helping you sleep if you have insomnia. You can use it before you go to sleep and put a couple of drops under your nose, the back of your head, and on the temples, even on your pillow. And it will release those neurotransmitters of dopamine, serotonin, we believe. And it's multifunctional. It helps with headaches. It helps with pain. It helps with inflammation. So again, those two oils are very diverse in their therapeutic actions.
Oh, very cool. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with our viewers today?
Well, I mean, the subject is so vast. I'd love to just remind everyone that, essential oils are powerful forms of plant medicine. And so I recommend that nobody should ingest them. Other people have, companies have other ways of promoting that. But in my training, you would usually need to see a doctor, an MD, if you were going to take essential oils internally, because they're so strong and can burn the stomach lining. One drop of peppermint oil is the equivalent of like 20 cups of peppermint tea. I mean, it's that
Oh, okay.
strong. It's that strong. So take that into consideration when you're looking at oils. So don't use them internally. Just keep them to using them as smell or therapeutic application. And if you want more information on using essential oils for helping to rewire your brain so that you can learn how to move away from situations and things that trigger you and give you stress and anxiety, I have a program, online course, which is called How to Decode and Rewire Your Brain so that you can understand and learn different methods and different essential oils that will help you to calm down your nervous system and have you becoming more resilient and rather than reactive. So there's the course for that if you're interested. It's on my website, nicolasalter.com.
Okay. Okay, great. I'll have to check that out. It sounds really good.
Yeah, let me
Thank you
know.
so much.
You let me know what you think. I'd be delighted to hear your feedback.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being part of our program today, and have a good night.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank
Okay,
you for this opportunity. Bye for now.
thank you. Bye-bye.